I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm from that city full of yellow cabs and skyscrapers. It's hard to get a start in these parts without paper. Homie, I grew up in hell. A block away from heaven. That corner age 15 minutes, it move at 7. Pure snow. Bag it, then watch it go. Occupational options. Get some blow or some hoes. Shoot the ball of the
What's going on, Cigar World? What's going on, Cigar Enthusiasts? This is your boy, Jack, the Cigar Enthusiast, and you already know I'm back with another virtual smoke deck. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday and really enjoying your day, smoking some cigars. If you haven't already, go grab your cigars, go grab your drinks, because you're not going to want to miss my special guest today. We are dropping nothing but serious cigar knowledge and having fun while doing it. With that being said, for everybody that's tuning in for the first time, my name is Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. I am the owner of Dapper Cigar Emporium here in Jacksonville, Florida. If you don't know already, we are doing the virtual smoke deck simply due to everything that's going on. It is really hard to now sit down with face-to-face with different people and really be able to have that real passionate cigar conversation. And today is a great example of this. You know, the guy that we got coming on today, man, this guy is really doing some great things. I am truly a fan of him, first and foremost, and he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to the actual cigar industry. So with that being said, go ahead, grab your drinks, go ahead and grab your cigars. Let's get ready to light up, and we're about to have some fun. But before we go ahead and get going, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and press that notification bell. And if you're watching on Facebook, don't sit here and just hold all this greatness that was about to transpire on front of your screen right now to yourself. Go ahead and press the share button. Let's get everybody we possibly can watching this. With that being said, our special guest today is a guy that everybody knows. If you don't know him, then you're not really into cigars, and you're just doing everything wrong, right? This guy has some great reviews, impromptu reviews on cigars all the time, and he works at one of the mega houses out there, Cigar International. My man Johnny is also a real big guy on community and makes sure everybody is living great and understands the knowledge that's going on within the cigar industry. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow the group Johnny Smokes Uncut on Facebook. Johnny Smokes Uncut on Facebook for everything that you see that Johnny got's going on. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up and introduce our special guest. With that being said, everybody, go ahead and give a round of applause for Johnny Smokes. What's going on, Johnny?
What's up, Jack? What's up, brother?
Man, what's going on, big dog? Before we
Not much.
Get started, I want to sit here and say thank you so much for taking out the time of your day to sit down with me and my viewers and my following to really just have fun and have a cigar conversation, man. I think too many times, especially during this pandemic, people are not allowed, really having these. And man, we about to bring some different flavor to the virtual smoke there. What you think?
Oh, absolutely. Like when you told me about hopping in there, I was like, oh my God, yeah, definitely. It's like, especially when we're talking about these things. Oh yeah. My God, I'm in. I'm definitely in.
So Johnny, for everybody that don't know you, before we even go there, if everybody that's watching, go ahead and comment in the box. We're going to go ahead and get some live shout outs as well on this virtual smoke deck. And if y'all want to ask Johnny any questions, put them in the comment box so he can get them answered as well before we end this virtual smoke deck. Before now that that's out the way, let's dive into you, right? For everybody that don't know you, tell us a little bit about you, Johnny, and really brought you to the Johnny Uncut scene.
Oh, geez. Well, what I was doing, like you said, working for Cigars International. I was doing working their social media stuff. It was sort of kind of dead in the water. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people were doing it. So I said, hey, can me and my friend, I call it's Johnny, but I call him Jahani. And I was like, hey, let me and Jahani do the videos. And then when we started doing the videos, he eventually said to me, he goes, "Hey, why don't you do your own thing?" I'm like, I don't know, dude. He's like, I'm telling you, do your own thing. He goes, you can run with it. Your reviews are great. He goes, just don't keep it at CI. He goes, just run with it. And a few days later, we set up the website. We set up something on YouTube, but mostly focused on Facebook, because I noticed that we were getting a lot more play on Facebook than we were on YouTube and Instagram. So it was like Instagram slowly starting to build now, but YouTube has Facebook has just jumped in. Literally, it's just over 3 months. Literally got like 3 or 4 days over 3 months. We're almost at 2,600 members. So it's unbelievable.
Man, that's amazing. And you know, a lot of people don't understand what it takes to get that, you know, that type of following. You know, with you having that ultimate powerhouse behind your name, you know, Cigar International, you use that as your pivoted point, but you didn't let that, you know, fully explain who Johnny Smokes really is, or you went out there and created your own thing. And you know, a lot of like we was talking about before we even came on live, is so many things about cigars sounds the same. And It's like, okay, you're talking cigars, what else are you doing? Okay, you're going live with, you know, Nick Perdomo and, you know, everybody that's in the actual cigar industry, you know, these presidents, these CEOs of these companies, but what else are you doing? Everybody's doing that, but what else are you doing? And one thing I like about you, Johnny, and I will go ahead and be the first to say, is your impromptu cigar reviews really captures people, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it captures them in the 4 or 5 minutes that you do it. You don't even really say much about the cigar or go and you know, try to be too in depth about it. It's just more, it's a conversation, you know, what's going on, everybody. And that's that's what I realized, you know, that's how you stay relevant. And that's how you end up doing this right.
Jack, it's funny you said that. There was, which I promised this one, he's a blender for a well-known manufacturer. And he called me up. Well, he sent me a message and he said, hey, listen, send me your phone number. I'm like, oh, Jesus, what did I do?
Right.
So I sent him my phone number, and literally as soon as I send it, I get a call. And he goes, your lighting sucks. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right. I was like, where are we going to go from here? And actually, it went positive from there. He said to me, hey, listen, he goes, keep doing what you're doing. He goes, you're not like a lot of these other, and I don't want to say the words he used, these other expletives. And he's like, keep doing what you're doing. And that's the way I looked at it, is like, especially when somebody comes in the shop and they ask you, like, they may have asked you, what's this cigar like? Now, if I go into, oh, it smells like this and it tastes like this, and they'll be like, are you kidding me? It's like, no. So you tell them listen, I said, you know, it's straight simple. Look at the body of this thing. It's full to medium. What do you usually smoke? And you go from there. And that's what I try to bring into my videos. It's just like simplicity. You don't got to get crazy. You don't got to get nuts. Tell the person what you, and I always lead it, but this is me. I am telling you what I'm feeling in this cigar. I'm feeling this. This is what it is. If you like this, you'll like this. And it's the same thing when I sit down and I do an impromptu review. It's like, you know, it's a busy world. We're moving. Everybody's moving. They don't want to sit there and listen to a 30-minute video on why it tastes like chocolate and smoked oak and leather and Vicks Vapor Rub and whatever the hell they use. You know, they want to hear, hey, listen, the body is great. The construction is fabulous. The leaves are this. It's Ecuadorian Habano. It's Nicaraguan binder and filler, if that's what, you know, because a lot of people that, you know, if it's Nicaraguan, hey, I want to try that. And that's what I try to go with.
Absolutely. And you know, that right there is something I had to learn, right? You know, from my viewers and my following, they was like, look, just be you. And I was like, I don't know if y'all really want that. You know, you really want me to be me. We gonna have some fun doing this.
Oh,
and
God.
I realized, you know, even my daughter, that all she does is YouTube. She's like, Dad, just be you. And that's one thing I learned. It was like, as long as you, then people are going to follow you. It doesn't matter what it is or what you're doing. You know what I mean? And as long as you have passion behind it and you love what you're doing, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Johnny, what you smoking on tonight?
Right now, it's the HVC, and it's the which I took the other band off. It's the the HVC, and it's the broadleaf, the 2018 broadleaf.
Yeah.
And this is HVC is an up and comer, and I just interviewed Lorenzo a little while ago, and he, like I said, everybody when we did his interview, this guy is like intense. He's passionate. And it's just, it's a great. And the leaf one, it's if everyone knows the Aganorsa leaf right now is like a hot leaf right now.
Yeah.
And then when I heard this, it's funny. I work for CI, but the first one I got was at Famous Cigar Shop. That's like I said, because I work at CI, I don't limit myself at CI. I go. In fact, when I started there, that was the first thing I told them. Is like they were like, "Hey, can you come on? We want you in." I say, you have a problem with me going to other shops? Like, no. You have a problem with me buying from other shops? No. Like, okay, that's what I want. Because if you said yes, I'm out. I don't. No, you're not going to keep me in a box. You know what I mean? I'm a shaker and a mover. So we got it. That's what we got to do.
Right. But that's the thing too. Is like, it's all about experimenting cigars, right? It does not matter where you buy it from. That's why I tell people, you ain't got to buy from me. Just buy cigars and figure out what it is that you like. Today, I'm smoking on the Partagas 1845, the Oscaro version of it. They also make a classical version, which is your Habanos, yada, yada, yada. But, it's really about, this is my first time having this cigar. I've been selling them for a while, and I was like, man, let me try them out because people are buying them. So let me try them out and see what they really, all the hype about. Man, it's a great cigar. I don't know if have you ever had this one?
I had it a little while ago, and it's very good. It was I picked it up as more of a solid medium with a hint of full. Now you got to remember, everybody's palate is different, and that's what I try to tell everyone. So what is medium for you might be stronger for me, and vice versa. Like I said, I'm more of a Robusto to Toro guy. I stay in that. I don't do a lot of 6x60s, and not that there's not great cigars at that. Let me put that out there. If you like 6x60s, God bless you, smoke it. As long as you're smoking, you're awesome. But me, because I smoke a lot of cigars, I want to smoke, like I said, it's funny you say that because during COVID, I went from probably averaging 4 sticks a day to almost 7. So I hit it hard. I hit it hard and I hit it often because it's like, well, especially with doing this, I want to make sure that I experience a lot of stuff that when somebody says, hey, what do you think of this? Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's right. I had that, and it's like, I can get more bang for my buck when I'm smoking Robustos instead of a 6x60 or a 7x70.
I agree. Especially when you're in the business that you're in and I'm in, and we're always giving recommendations. Always. Yep. Me personally, I hate that question. Like, what do you recommend? And it's like, okay, what do you like to smoke? Or what do you like to drink? Or where are you at in your journey? Like that is a hard question for no matter where you go, what they do for them to answer and be 100% accurate with it. Now they know because they have smoked so many sticks. We already know what great sticks is. So right. I can tell you what a great stick is based on the mood that you're in. Because the same thing I smoke at night is not going to be the same thing I smoke in the morning. The same thing I smoke after a heavy dinner is not going to be the same thing I smoke after not having nothing on my stomach. And so it all depends on what it is that you're trying to do. But if you want basic stuff, like what stick do you recommend? You got to smoke cigars, and I think too many times people sit in those positions where they're recommending a stick that somebody else told them was good versus recommending a stick that you smoked and for sure it's a good stick, regardless of where they at.
Yeah, definitely. That's like exactly what you said is like on a lighter note, I had a customer come in one time. I said, so what are you looking for? And he goes, I want a Maduro. I said, all right, you just we narrowed it down to 10,000 cigars. Where else do we go from there? I mean, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So now I knew right off the bat that this guy, he was a little inexperienced. So I'm like, you know, what do you normally smoke? So, you go there. And like I always tell people when they ask, what do you recommend? And I always say, listen, I'm going to recommend you what I normally smoke. And I'm a straight shooter when it comes to a cigar. Number one, that I haven't had. Number two, I never, ever talk bad about a man, even if it's a manufacturer I don't like. Even if it's a manufacturer I don't like, I never freaking dog them out. Do you know what I mean? As in, like maybe a cigar that what they make's not my palate. You know, that's the way I am. I'll never. It's like, nah, you know, I really didn't. That wasn't one that I liked. But what about this one? You know, but you got. I've been in the shops where you get guys that are saying, "Oh my God, this cigar was terrible. This cigar was this." And it's like, this manufactures this. I'm like, oh dear God, why were you doing this? It's like, what the hell? It's like they're in the industry with us. They're trying to promote something we love. You don't dog them out. Oh my God! But so.
Now I'm also on the other side of it, right? I'm all about you never tell, like, for instance, I am not a fan of flavored cigars. There is a lot of people that love flavored cigars.
Yes. Yep.
I tell people all the time, if you want to smoke a real cigar, it's probably not going to be a flavored cigar. Now, if you're looking for something that is a lot sweeter because your palate hasn't got accustomed to the strong taste notes that you would see in these different cigars, okay, right. Now we're talking something different. But if that's what you like, then I'm going to recommend what you should get in that category. And I think that's a lot of the things on over here. Now, I have been on the other side where I have bashed the one cigar company, and it's not based off their cigars. Yet I didn't really enjoy them, but it was just the things that was said. You know what I mean?
Right.
Certain things that you cannot say and still promote unity in this industry. You get what I'm saying? So
why do I know where you are going with that?
So that's all I'm gonna say. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna get political. I'm not gonna get any of that. But I'm gonna say this is a craft where we all come together.
Yes.
For the leaf.
Yes.
Whether you're a brother of the leaf, your sister of the leaf, the people of the leaf, the warrior of the leaf, the enthusiast of the leaf, whatever the case may be, we come here for the enjoyment of the leaf, right?
Yes,
and
definitely.
The composition of those leaves. A lot of people don't understand what goes into creating that perfect cigar, regardless if it's with another company or it's with a company that's well known. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and deviate a little bit. And again, I made a disclaimer that we're going to talk a lot about sticks. So the first question, and I know this is going to be a hard one. I hate the question, my personal self, but what is your favorite stick and why?
Favorite stick? Oh my God, you're killing me. I'll tell you what. I'm an I'll admit it. I'm an AJ fanboy. So a lot of his stuff, it hits in my wheelhouse. And like I said, I'm not going to go. Oh my God. Like I could go with the Ramon Alones. I could go with the San Latano. I could go with La Gran Llave. I could go with the Hoya Golds. That's sort of where I'm going to go at. As picking the perfect stick. Like if the one stick that, like, when I smoke it, I'm like, this is it, is the Davidoff Late Hour. You know, like I said, I'm an AJ guy, but the Davidoff Late Hour, the Robusto. There you go. I'm telling. I'm sorry. Excuse me while I whip this out.
No, there you go.
So
there you go.
You know what? Like that cigar, I absolutely love. But like I said, for the most part, my normal, I'm like AJ. I like Rafael Nadal and with his stuff, with Aging Room, and Aganorsa. Like I said, when you work at a cigar shop, you want to be open-minded to all the people out there, and that's why, hey, I'll try it. I may not like it. but I'm gonna try it anyway. Like the funny thing is, like there's a cigar at CI, and without getting into like I said particulars, it's our #1 seller. Happens to be an infused cigar. Never ever had it until about 6 months ago.
Really?
This is our #1 cigar, and
I can probably guess it.
I'll bet you can't.
You don't think I can?
You say it. If you tell me what it is, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
I asked it Cuba Cuba.
You are wrong.
Oh!
You are somewhat. Let's put it this way. Same manufacturer, different stick. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. You know what? Hell with it. I'll tell you what it is. No, it's not the damn Cuba Cuba.
I just said it. I thought that too.
No, there is a cigar that we have. CI over the years have done these things. They're called legends, and they have like Perdomo does them. Rocky Patel does them. They make this particular cigar for Cigars International, and it's called the Legend Series. Well, the Copper label came out, made by Drew Estate. That is by far the most popular cigar online in any store. It's #1. #1, a $6 stick is #1. And I tried it for the first time 6 months ago. And where I'm sure I'll get in a world of shit, I did not like it at all. I'm like you. I'm not infused. But listen, there's a reason those cigars are sought after is because people enjoy them. God bless you if you love them. And that's when what we were talking about before. If somebody comes in and says, "What do you think of this cigar?" and it's infused, I shoot right away. I said, "Listen, I smoke traditional cigars. I don't know," and I'll yell to one of the guys, "Hey," like one guy, Paul, have you tried this? Yes, it's this, and this. There you go. Paul's your man. I'm not. So, but yeah, that right there, I tried 6 months ago, and needless to say, I won't be trying it ever again.
And I mean, literally, the messages are going crazy. They're like, "That's a phenomenal stick," and I'm like, "Hey, I haven't tried it. Probably won't." It's really hard. For me, it's really hard to enjoy a flavored cigar, right? Because I mean, you're gonna go through so many tastes. It's ridiculous, Like I understand that you go through each quarter of the cigar, you're gonna endure some kind of earthy, coffee, chocolate, whatever. It's going to get stronger. It's going to get lighter, whatever the case may be. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that's one thing I cannot do. And that question I asked you was really a hard question for real cigar smokers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, nobody watching, I don't want y'all to say, "Oh, I'm not a real cigar smoker because I know how to go to a..." No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when people ask me what's my favorite cig, it's like asking me, like, "Did you commit that crime?" or something like that. It's like really hard.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like
really hard to be like, "What you trying to get to? Hold on, what you trying to do?" But yeah, me personally, when people ask me that, I tell them it's what I'm a fan of is probably not going to be what you're a fan of. Me personally, I like Padron.
Right.
I love the Padron brand. One particular cigar that I like is the Damaso. A lot of people don't understand the complexity that goes into the Damaso because it's a sleeper. You'll look at it and be like, "Oh, that's a Connecticut," and it's easily a medium to full body cigar.
Correct.
Easily. Yep. And it all depends on who you are and what you usually smoke. Because it could quickly turn into like, "Oh, hold on, what is that?"
Yeah, it's funny you said that because there's a cigar that we came out with. You've heard of the Man of War line. So Man of War recently came out with the Valkyrie. It was called. Now, I've had the Virtue, which is more of a Connecticut line, and the Man of War Virtue, which is a good light for me, medium to light cigar, mild cigar. So when they came out the Valkyrie, I'm looking at this. I'm like, "Oh God!" And another mild to medium cigar. But I smoked this thing, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is." I could smoke this anytime during the day. To find out that, from what I understand, the wrapper from the Damaso is on that cigar. That's what I heard. So not 100% sure. Put the disclaimers up down there, but that's what I heard.
Disclaimer alert! Disclaimer alert! We don't know.
But that's what I heard.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
So Johnny, what is how did you discover your love into cigars? You know, when you get to 7 cigars a day, you are truly like, not saying that I'm not passionate. I don't smoke 7 cigars a day.
Right.
My palate was torched after 3. But what I'm getting to is there is a level of understanding that you try to convey when you smoke these cigars. Like I tell people that all the time that gives me, you know, these cigars to try and different things of that nature. I tell them, hey, it's going to be a couple weeks before I try it. One, I needed to sit for a little while. I needed to, you know, the oils to exfoliate out of the wrapper, but also I need to fit it into what it is I'm doing, you know? So with you, how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, well, and just to say, you could smoke 1 or 2 cigars a day and you could be super passionate about cigars. So I smoke a lot of cigars because it's like, like you said, with getting into wanting to do reviews and stuff, I feel like, hey, I gotta probably smoke more so I can give more input. You know what I mean? Where if I smoke 1 or 2 a day, my input might not be as strong. And my passion was just, you know, it started with, you know, having a machine made with my dad back in the day when we bowled together. You know, my dad, he passed away just over a year ago. So,
sorry,
you know,
brother.
It was one of those things. That's where it started. You know, like I said, on a bowling alley with a Garcia Vega. And then it built up from there. And that's about 25 plus years ago. And it built from there to a guy giving me a Macanudo. And then it was just like, oh, man, this is good. And then, you know, it just built and built. And it was just like, you know what? I love this, to where I form my life around cigars. You know, hey, you want to go here? Can you smoke there? No, I really don't want to go there.
I don't want to go. Right.
No, why do I want to go? You know what I mean? This isn't just a hobby. This is people say, oh, you have a hobby of cigars. No, it's not a hobby. It's a freaking passion. This is a cigar passion. I love cigars. I love the people in the industry. I love the manufacturers. I love being able to do it. It's fun. So it's a passion.
You know, so Johnny, a lot of people are obviously, like, you have a tremendous following, man. When I say people love Johnny, they love Johnny, right? What do you think they love most about Johnny and everything that Johnny presents?
Well, I've said to a bunch of people before, you see what you get. There's no bullshitting in me. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You know, I'm the same guy. I could laugh 1 second, cry the next, and then choke the shit out of you shortly after that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm real. That's the way I live. I live real. I don't sugarcoat shit. I tell you the way I feel. If I'm pissed off at you, I'll tell you I'm pissed off at you. If I'm happy with you, I'll give you a hug. You know, and that's the way it is. I just and then that's the same thing that I try to put in my reviews is just and people can tell when you're full of shit.
Yeah.
So I just try to put my personal life into my reviews, and that's what I do. It's like there's no hiding who I am. You know what I mean? It's not like this is Johnny Smokes on the reviews, and then if you meet him on the street, he's this guy. Nope. I'm the same guy 24/7, 365, the same goofball with the hats on and loving to talk about cigars. So that's the easiest way to put it.
That's amazing. And you know, absolutely, being a hunter is everything. And that's one thing that I like about you is you regardless if you're behind a camera, you edit 30 million freaking times, you can still see bullshit when you see it.
Yes.
You know, there is no way to edit that out. We know if you're passionate about what you're doing. We know if you're sincere about what you're doing. Everything that goes into that is what your reputation is built on. And a lot of people don't understand either is the people that get into like the behind the scenes of the cigar industry, like working in the shops or, you know, trying to manifest the perfect blend, it takes time. It takes persistence. It takes passion. You cannot do any of this without passion. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not something that, you know, you do because you want to be successful. This is something that you do because reality is you are passionate about it. So I personally, along with all the other followers of yours, appreciate that. But Johnny, let's go ahead and curve into something else.
Sure.
We went into your sticks. We went into what makes up Johnny. Tell us what Johnny Smokes Uncut has going on and how we can help support you the way we do best.
Like I said, the group is the group that I formed is like, you know, it's like I said, it started with reviews, and what I did is just started with the reviews, got the people in the room, and then, like I said, they went from there. And it's like my thing was everyone being active in the group. It's like, and that's what I always said is like when I go on and I go live, it's like, hey, I appreciate it. Everybody going active. Like I said, I'm in a lot of groups like yourself, and it's funny how, and I'm not just tooting my own horn. Like I go into some groups and I post a picture or do a review and I get like 6-7 likes, and then I go into Johnny Smokes Uncut and I get 120 likes. So that's telling me that I got the right thing going. I got the right people are coming in. People who are really want to like are interested in cigars, into hearing, into sharing, you know, not just with me, but with all our other people. They were like super pumped on the group. And like I said, what we do is we have our contests, you know, like I said, we just got done with the hashtag, you know, with our 2000th member, just over a week ago. And we're coming up on, we might have to do a hashtag JSU 3000, which we're going to do. So, and your little things like that. And with the support from, the different shops, you know, that are, you know, local shops. And then with which I'm going to give a shout out to Protocol Cigars with Juan and Kevin, you know, from Protocol Cigars. Those guys are freaking amazing. They've been, you know, where they just have been on board and they believe in what I'm doing, and they've been just like super supportive. And it's just things like that, and just everybody. There's a lot of manufacturers out there, and a lot of people who are just, even guys in different groups. I'm going to call his name out. My buddy Chris Haskell has his own group. And he went on his group and said, listen, get on this guy's, on his group. Get on it. And we picked up a lot of great people who have the same passion. So that's all I'm trying to do. It's like, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but I'm just trying to make the wheel look a different way. You know what I mean? It's just like, let's do it this way. And, you know, have fun. No bullshit, no drama, and just this is what it's about. So that's all I'm trying to accomplish.
So what do you think the pandemic, how do you think the pandemic actually affected the cigar culture? Do you feel like it brought it more together, or do you feel like it kind of separated it a little bit more?
I think it brought it closer together, because there's guys in the Whereby chat rooms. Now I have my own Whereby where I do my interviews. I got Kevin from Rockefeller coming on this Friday. I usually do it on Thursdays, but this Friday I have Kevin from Rockefeller coming on. And there's guys who come in a room are from Florida, Texas. I got a guy coming in, he's from Hawaii. And if you look under all the different things, they come in. And it is, you know, these are guys I may have, without this, you know, the upside to this, these are guys who I may have never met before in my life. And just with this, the pandemic, it's like, it, you know, where it may have, I don't want to say brought together is a perfect word, but it sort of opened a lot of avenues. You know what I mean? It opened a lot of avenues where, yeah, it got everybody more involved, even with the manufacturers. It's like, I you know, with the manufacturers that I got into first CI and then to Johnny Smokes Uncut, these are guys who are trapped where they can't do a lot of traveling. So it's like, let's go on these virtual herfs like yours, and it's like, let's spread the word. What are we going to do? Are we going to sit here with our hands in our pocket and let the cigar industry die? No, you got to get out there. It's like the first when Henry Ford came out with the car, and then people are like, oh, we got horses, the car's stupid, and the next thing, it's like there's a zillion cars out there. It's like you've got to evolve, and I think this is making us evolve into, this virtual thing is here to stay. I really, really believe it is. Even if when things open up, I think it's beneficial for them and they can reach a wider audience if with the virtual, lounges. And like I said, I don't see guys like you or me going away anytime soon.
At all. So one thing I want to look at too, and you hit it kind of on the head, and that's really what I wanted you to say, because I really feel like certain things can be very old school, whether it's parenting, whether it's the way we think our kids should be, or if it's the amount of the certain stick that we smoke. Everything is very old school, right? It's really, when new things come about, it's really like a culture shock. Like, yo, what is going on? Like, that is not supposed to happen. But if it wasn't for platforms like this, how educated will we really be? How in tune of cigars will we really be? And excuse me. Mm-hmm. I really feel like that question is one that cannot be answered if it wasn't for any type of virtual anything. Right. Being part of a mega house, right? When I say a mega house or a superstore, is Cigar International is. When nowhere can you look at anywhere on the internet, or just be talking to regular people and they not mention Cigar International. What do you think was the pivotal point that created Cigar International's reputation in the way it did?
I just think like reaching out, number one. Number two, the online sales is that's another thing. It's like, especially with COVID, a lot of the shops closed. There were a few that could do some mail order stuff, but there's Cigars International, where the shops, the regular retail stores shut down, but the mail order was there. So whether you liked or disliked Cigars International, we were there to provide, the passion to you. It was there at places like us, places like Famous, and places that could stay open and mail order stuff out. So that's where I just think that we reach out to, all, like you said, all over. And it was important for CI, and it was important for the customers to make sure, to get their sticks. And we were there to do that. And I applaud CI for being able to do that. And like I said, I'm a brick and mortar guy too. Believe me, I love the brick and mortar, and I love CI, of course, working there. But it's like, it's one of the things. There's the happy medium for everything. There's a place for everybody. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's what I think CI does. CI is not just a mega store. Like my buddy Kevin said, he goes, we're like a huge brick and mortar. That's what he always says. And it's like, come in the stores and meet the people. We're just like you guys out there. We're not wearing suit and ties and carrying briefcases. We're like everybody else. We're slinging cigars for $1. So, that's a good question though. Very good question.
So you meet a lot of people, right? You meet a lot of up and coming cigars like Room 101, which took a huge turn in the last 2 years. Their cigars are freaking phenomenal, and those are opportunities like Room 101, like Cornelius and Anthony, like bunch of the boutique brands that you really don't hear about. What would you say to people that are a little wishy-washy on trying boutique cigars and really getting behind the wave of those?
I'd say give everything a shot. Give everyone a shot. There's a cigar out there, and by Lee Marsh called Stolen Throne, and he came out with the first one, the Crook of the Crown, and like I said, I saw it in one of the brick and mortars. My buddy has Caravan Cigar in Bath, Pennsylvania, and I see people walking around with the cigar with the bird on it with a crown. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like walking around. I said, Brian, what is this? And he said, it's this new cigar come out. And I tried it, and I fell. In fact, I had him on a few weeks ago, and it is, like I said. Now if you're, like you said, wishy-washy about the boutique cigars, as they say, that is a diamond that you would have never tried. You know, it's like, and he just came out with his second one called Arms. It was just, you know, this guy he has 2 cigars right now, and he's hitting it out of the park, and that's what I'm telling you. If it's out there, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't try it again then. But give everything a shot. Give that small guy a shot. The boutique blends, I'm telling you, there's some damn good cigars out there.
And I think what a lot of people don't understand either is the fact that every single major cigar company started out as some type of boutique line.
Yep.
Every single major one of them. I mean, you can talk about Davidoff's experience where, you know, they found this small tobacco farm, invested in it, well, tried samples from it, invested in it, and then took it to where it's at. We could talk about Padron when he first came out to America. He sold one of his cigars trying to perfect that perfect blend. End up going to buy the box black and going back to Nicaragua to really figure it out. What a lot of people just don't really seem to realize is every single lineup started as a boutique brand, and when you have those boutique brands, you try them. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't smoke it again. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to enjoy it, and this is just one of those things that you should really get into.
Yes, definitely,
Johnny. For those that are watching, right, and they haven't, I got a small vein in my cigar that's not burning right. So excuse me, that's not good. It was actually irking my nerves a little bit.
Nah, you got to take care of that. You can halt this. You can halt this interview. Take care of that vein first. I'm telling you, take care of that.
You know how that, you get those in a good cigar, you be like, Jesus Christ, that is sick. But so my question is, with everything that you have going on, right? And everybody that you meet day in and day out, what is one thing that you tell everybody, or you suggest to anybody that's maybe coming to a brick and mortar for the first time, especially being the fact that you work for such a superstore that has unbeatable prices almost 9 times out of 10 across the board? But what do you tell them when they go to other cigar lounges that are not CI or up to CI's magnitude?
Well, see, this sort of reverts back to the last question. Is there's a lot of cigars that we don't get in because it's a smaller shop that they can't have the quantity to supply Cigars International. So that's where I always say go to these smaller brick and mortar shops and try stuff. You know, walk around CI, and if you walk into when I go to a brick and mortar, that's the first thing I look for. Is like, okay, what's different? What haven't I tried? What's new? I always ask when I walk into a shop, hey, what's new? What do you guys got that's new? You know what I mean? Or up and comer. You know, what do you suggest? You know, and what you can just tell them if it's something you tried. Hey, I tried that. What else do you suggest? You know, it's like it's like where we have a lot of stuff, the smaller ones we don't have, and that's where I say just, you know, that's why I go to brick and mortars, because there's a lot of stuff we can't carry, and it's like, I'll give it a shot. I don't care what, you know, like I said, what's new, what's out there, what's the up and comer, what'd you hear about this guy, what's the story with this guy, and then usually the shop owner will be able to give you a rundown. Well, it's this and this. Hell with it, give me one. I'm gonna try it, and you can just go from there.
How important is it for you to how important is it for cigar lounges to make sure they hire people like you, like myself, like people that are very passionate and understand the in-depths about cigars? How much value does that tend to bring when pretty much trying to evaluate your experience with a place?
I think it's real important. You know what I mean? It's it's super important. I always say, but there's this one customer that comes into CI, and his name's Ivan. And when Ivan first started coming in, he said to me, he brought up 2 cigars. He said, "Listen, I want a third." So I saw the 2 cigars he had, and I said, "What you have? Try this." So he goes, "Okay." I said, "Let me know." So he went out and he came back again, and now he didn't have any cigars. He goes, "Those cigars, the one you recommended was great. Now you know my palate." Pick me out 3 different ones. So I picked out 3. He grabbed them, didn't even question it. I said, "This guy was a customer that was amazing, because he took the 3 cigars, he bought them, he freaking left, he came back, said they were freaking fabulous. Pick me out 3 more." So, and that's what he did. He kept coming in, and it's like I got to know what his palate was, what his wheelhouse was, what he liked, and even if it was something new that I figured might be out of his realm, I told him. I said, "Hey, listen, Ivan, I tried this. It's great. Give this a shot. If you don't," and the first time I did it to him, I said, "If you don't like it," I said, "the next free, I'll buy you your next cigar. It's on me." And all 3 came back. I loved it, and that's what you got to do. So it does help when you have somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because like we were talking about before, if you know somebody's full of shit, you'll pick it up like this. You'll be like, especially if you're a seasoned smoker, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm looking for something mild," and they take you to something, you're like, seriously. It's like, come on. Like, so, but yeah, I think it's very important.
So the caveat to that question is, now that you found your cigar, or you got the person to tell you what would be a great cigar based on your palate, how essential is it to make sure that you pair that with something great as well?
What, like are you talking pair it with, as in what?
Drink wise, right? Well, for people that don't know, is based on what Johnny asked in-depth question is, you can pair cigars with food, you can pair cigars with moods, you can pair cigars with drinks.
Right.
Most of the people understand pairing cigars with drinks, right?
Yeah.
So how important is the experience of that cigar when trying to talk about pairing that with actual drinks?
Well, I think that's very important. It's like you don't want to smoke anything milder with a good like I'm a rye whiskey guy. I like my Manhattans, I like my old fashions, I like my bourbons. It's like you don't want to match something, somebody's smoking, like it said, something lighter. You don't want to match that up with that. It's like it's going to drown out the cigar. Do you know what I'm saying? Now if you got a beer drinker who like which I have with me, a lighter beer tonight. Okay, now you could go with something more medium. Do you know what I mean? It's a lighter beer. It's something medium. It's something that the beer is not going to drown out the cigar, and that's the way I look at it. Or like wine. Oh, I like white wine. Okay, now same thing. It's like, okay, I could get you something in this realm that or I drink cabs, something heavier, a big heavy cab. Well, I'm not going to give this guy a Macanudo to smoke a cab with. I'll be like, Jesus Christ, you won't taste it. So that's where I would go with something a little more full. So medium full up in that neck of the woods. So yeah, it's very important to match that up. So it's like I said, especially with if somebody smokes heavier drinks, like I said, like myself, with bourbons, rye, mixed in the Manhattans and the old fashions. You want something that the cigar is going to cut through it.
And that's absolutely correct. And I think, me personally, I ask that question because I think they go hand in hand,
Yep.
And it's one of those things where if you pick the wrong drink, you can have a different experience with a cigar versus if you was to pair that with a the right cigar. So,
Right.
Johnny, I made a video on how to cleanse your palates, right? To be able to taste the different cigars. What do you use to cleanse your palate to be able to taste the robust flavors that come out of cigars, and why?
Scotch. No. No, I'm just joking. You know what?
For real, they say liquor. It's not they say. Research has proven that liquor is the best way to cleanse your palate to get that. But obviously you can't get drunk and do all this type of stuff.
Yeah. What I do is like, it's one of those things. I did a tasting with Jose Blanco, he worked for La Aurora, now he works for Fuente. And what his big thing is, when you would do a tasting with different cigars, you had to have club soda. Club soda, club soda, club soda. Well, of course, everywhere you go, they're not going to have club soda.
Right.
So what I do is like, I would try to drink something, you could drink, if they have club soda there, do the club soda. But me, it's like, I'll give my palate a few minutes to relax. Even though I smoke a lot of cigars, you got to give the palate time to relax. Take a few sips of your drink. Let it rest. And then you could fire up another one. But that's what I would say, is do it that way, depending on what you have in front of you. Do you know what I mean? If you want to drink some water to cleanse that also, or better yet, they say sometimes a piece of ice. Like put a piece of ice. If you have a drink, get the piece of ice, put it in your mouth, let it cool down. Just something like that. But for me, it's like I try to give that break. There's that break in the action, as I call it. Have a few sips, and usually, like I said, it's either I'm a big Manhattan guy, so I'll take a few sips of my Manhattan, and then go right back to it.
So we're about to get into some fun questions now.
Oh boy,
real fun questions.
All right.
What kind of cut do you like on your cigar?
Straight cut.
Why?
No particular reason. It's funny because I actually have a V cut in my truck. Excuse me. So I don't like, the one thing I don't like, I know it's a popular one sometimes, is a punch, because I've noticed that sometimes if guys press too hard on the punch, which I've done it too, you crack it.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from the punch, because I take notice that the punch tends to dull a lot faster too. So I'll do 95% this, and then maybe there's that 5 to 10% of V cut. So that's in there.
Okay. And you're from, where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Are you a Steelers fan or an Eagles fan?
You're not going to believe this when I tell you. Miami Dolphins.
What?
Yep.
You're all the way off. You got two great teams. You got one that's better than most, than the other, which is my Birds. Go Birds. But
God.
A Dolphins fan?
Yep, I'm telling you, that started, well, you got to remember. Now, Jack, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. I got you by a few years. I'm 54. So yeah, I got to go back. You're going back to the heydays in the 70s when the Dolphins were powerhouses, and I got to live the pleasure of the Merino days.
I was about to say,
so, it was just, that was something like, most of my family are Steeler fans, and I got a couple Eagle fans. I'm the, I wouldn't. Oh, God. It wouldn't be the first time I was called an oddball, but yes, I was an oddball there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, with everything going around football season, how essential is it for you to be able to watch football and smoke cigars?
To be totally honest with you, as long as I'm smoking with friends, you being an Eagles fan, you guys are a different level of passion. I'll give you that. So this is a trick question. You set me up. This is a trick question. Listen. The Dolphins, when's the last time the Dolphins were in a playoff? Like 15 years ago? So you're asking the wrong guy. We got a great coach now from the Patriots. We got a great quarterback from Bama. So I think we're on the upswing. But like I said, you know what? I look at Jack like this. If I'm sitting here in a room with you here, I could give two shits if they're playing right outside the window here. It's
That's
like
cool.
I'm interested in the guy sitting in front of me, my buddy, a friend, somebody I care about. And it's like that's the most important thing to me. Yeah. Do I love sports? Hell yeah. But that's the friendship thing is the most important.
Hey, Chris said, as long as the pony's on, you're happy.
Oh God. Well, that's another thing. Everybody knows I have. I like to bet the ponies. I'm not a degenerate. Like when we go to the cigar shops, I got this app on my phone. I bet like $2 bets to like win in place. Just honest betting, and that's. And when they come across, I carry on like I got $5,000 a bet on it, but still, it's fun, and I'm happy.
And that's what it's all about is that passion behind it. It could be a $2 bet, it could be nothing, but as an Eagles fan, we're here ranting, running. Regardless of the game, doesn't matter. We still want to win it. It could be week 17. We got a number 1 seed. We're like, go beat their ass. We need to freaking win. What are you doing with?
Yep.
Fast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, up here in Pennsylvania, I got to deal with way too much. It's like, oh God.
Oh man. Oh
Dear
man.
God.
Hey, Johnny, it was great having you on. One thing that I haven't really been able to, and mind you, I had some great guests, but it's really just out here just having a cordial conversation with somebody that you'll meet inside of a cigar lounge, and that's the purpose of Virtual Smoke That, is bringing the conversations to people's screens that we will be able to have if we was sitting in the lounge, if we was able to sit down and sit across from each other. These are the conversations we have. We laugh. We go a little serious, and then we go back to laughing and just fellowshipping, and that's what it's really all about. If it was one gem you want to drop on everybody tonight, what would it be and why?
To me, it's like cigars. To me means it's the ultimate get together. You know what I mean? This right here. It's funny how this little stick here can bring everybody, no matter what you believe in, no matter where you're from, no matter what your race is. It brings you all together. And it's like, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's like, and whether you're male or female, you know what I mean? We got a lot of male and females in the group, and that's what it is. And it's all about this. And it's like, you know what? Just keep getting those relationships together. Do you know what I mean? The world is hard to begin with. So why make it harder? Do you know what I mean? Light up. It's like sit there, talk, carry on the conversation. It's just that's what it's about. So it's like, she's sending my patent. Oh, Candy wanted me to put the patch in.
Oh, you definitely got to put. Hold it up. Tell everybody where they can go purchase the Johnny Smokes Uncut.
Go on Johnny Smokes Uncut, and I always said, if you go on Johnny Smokes Uncut and you join a Facebook page, we have these patches, okay? And I said I pay for these patches out of my pocket. I don't charge anybody. I said the only thing that I want people to do is like and share, and just share the group, share the knowledge, share the love, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, if me giving out a couple hundred patches gets everybody together, hey, screw it. I don't care. That's what I want.
Right. Well, Johnny, it was a pleasure having you on the show, and it was really a great time, and I appreciate you taking the time. For everybody that don't know, Johnny is actually at a retirement party for one of his good friends, and he was who retired, so I can shout them out as well.
Glenn Tarsi. Oh, here.
Tell him to come and get in the camera.
Look at this. We opened the second one of these. This is two that we opened of these damn things. This is Candy.
Six bottles of wine in one.
This is Candy. He's an airline pilot. He just retired, and like I said, he's a big wine connoisseur.
Go
And
get him so he can get on the live feed. Tell him to come to the camera.
where the hell's he at?
You know, he's on the bocce court right now.
Oh, dear what? They got a bocce court here. So they are literally outside playing bocce.
Real fan.
It's crazy. This place is just unbelievable. This guy got a wine, Jack. This guy got a wine cellar that would rival most New York restaurants. I swear to God, it's unbelievable.
You know what? That's what life is all about. Have fun and enjoy. Enjoy. We all strive to get there. Especially me. I have a lot of years to come. I'm gonna invite you to my wine cellar and my built-in humidor in my house when I get it.
All right.
We're gonna have it. So, Johnny, I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm gonna let you get back to the retirement party, man. I appreciate you again, everything that you're doing. Obviously, everybody freaking loves you. I love you. We appreciate everything you're doing.
Oh, hold on, Jack. 1 second. He's coming in right now. Hold on.
Man, come on.
Here we go. This here is Glenn Tarsi. This is the guy. This is his place, and he let me hang out here. Like I told you, I did the Nick Perdomo event from here. And he's retired now. He's an airline pilot and one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And I appreciate it because I even said to him, hey, listen, I didn't want to interrupt the party. I was going to actually come here, leave to do the show. He's like, no, do it here. I'm like, awesome. So I just he wanted to give you a shout out. So
Glenn, we want to thank you for everything you did during your career. And we really do appreciate all the safe flights that you landed. I know a lot more people are happy for that than you may think, but a lot of people are excited about that, and you definitely deserve it. Enjoy. You have a beautiful home, and John is a great guy to be around. So if you're spending time with him, then I already know that you're a great guy as well. So I appreciate.
Thank you, and you're right. I love Johnny. Yeah. Johnny's one of the best people I know, with a kind heart, a hardworking man, and somebody who has good work ethic. So I see him with all the things he's done in his life. So I'm happy that you guys even hooked up and have this chat, and I do appreciate what you said for me. So thank you so much.
Likewise, and Glenn, since you're on the camera, we're gonna open it up to you. One gem that you would like to drop on here on the virtual smoke deck that you think anybody can use, no matter what they do.
Wait, I missed it. I missed the.
Would you drop one gem on everybody out there on what you can do? What just like insight, anything.
What has sparked your success in your life? And I'm
really put on the spot, but I can answer that question, and it is to take chances. I'm a guy who is very comfortably working as a psychologist in a medical hospital, and I decided to join the service, dedicate my life for a couple of years. I ended up being a pilot out of that. That's where I got my training, but I took this huge risk, this huge chance to change my entire life from a direction I was going to a completely different direction. So I would say that if people have the thought of taking a risk, do it. Always take that risk in your life to improve your life in whatever it is. And we've done, my wife was a flight attendant, and when we go into schools and talk to kids in particular, and I know we're not talking to kids here, I know we're talking to all adults, but I would say to kids, educate yourself, don't do the wrong thing, stay away from bad stuff that'll put yourself in harm's way or into jail or anything bad. Stay away from all that stuff, improve your life in everything you do. But the big thing was, take the risk you think you need to do, and take that risk, even though it's uncomfortable. And I was very, very uncomfortable joining the military. I had long hair. I had a beard. I got in, they shaved it all off. I said, oh my God, what have I done? And then I get dedicated 8 years, not 2 years. Well, now it's all gone. Yeah.
It's not a father-son here either.
Yeah, he could be my son. He could be my son. I'd be proud if he was my son. But that would be the one gem, is to take that risk and move on with something that you think is going to change your life radically and improve it. Do it. Live the life you want to live. That would be it. And I did. And now I am solely done. I'm not taking a second job. I am truly retired. Been working since I've been 10 years old, delivering newspapers and all that stuff. I said, okay, now it's time to just ride motorcycles and ATVs and smoke cigars. And I run a cigar club as well. We're called the Troublemakers.
Come on, shout out to the Troublemakers.
Troublemaker Cigar Club, yeah.
Good candy on the spot. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
and
what branch were you in?
I was in the Air Force.
Oh man,
he's Navy, like
yeah. Well, thank you for your service.
No, thank you for your service.
And same, but I am so happy. Look, 3 of us here that I see on the picture. I know there's a lot of people online, but to see 3 of us who served the country, who made it the great country that it is. I'm so happy to be part of that and be around guys like you.
Man, thank you so much for your service. I'm gonna give you Johnny back. I appreciate you both. Thank you guys for your service. For everybody that don't know, Johnny was also a Navy veteran, like myself. So, and then of course you got the Air Force, which is all just makes it one big family. And this is what we're talking about when it comes to serving is we're family first. It does not matter what branch it was, no matter what you did, how long ago, it's all a family. So again, we appreciate you, Johnny. We appreciate you, and thank y'all so much for your time.
Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it, brother.
Jack,
seriously.
Great meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Likewise, brother. You have a great day.
Take it easy.
Man, for everybody out there, man, this is what it's all about. It's all about being able to network and connect with different people, no matter the background, no matter where they are, but just have fun and have a great conversation. You know, those are two guys, not only Johnny, but Glenn as well, that have served our country. So we're thankful for them. But also, this is just a sense to step back and do something this. Think about what it is that you've been thinking about that you wanted to do. Now ask yourself, have you did enough to actually go do it? If the answer is no, then there is still work that you need to put in and day out. If the answer is yes, then there's still work that you need to put in and day out to make sure that you're able to hit your goal. The biggest thing in life is to make sure that we are successful with our life and we are excited with what we got going on. For everybody that don't know, Dapper D's obviously is running a subscription where you subscribe for a chance to win a Onyx humidor, which is a 50-count humidor, which we will be doing this giveaway live next week on the virtual smoke deck at 7:30. More of the story is you need to go ahead and tap in and hit that like, subscribe, and share button on Facebook, but also go to DapperDCigars.com and subscribe for a chance to win. We will be nominating or announcing, for that matter, the person who wins this magnificent, beautiful humidor here in the next couple of days. Well, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. I appreciate all your time. I appreciate everybody that chimed in and supported us today. Also, make sure if you're wrapping up the end of this, share this so anybody else can see this and be able to understand the things that we got going on here at the Virtual Smoke Deck. With that being said, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm gone.